Pilgrim accessories. They're pretty unique. But some accessories have very similar functions, but work completely independently of each other to fit some scenarios over the other. A good example of this is the Unharmed Energy and Diamond Ring. Their functions are very similar, but are entirely different. They both increase your damage up front, but in slightly different ways. So let's delve further into their functions. This green star is a pretty cool accessory, so let's talk about it. This is an accessory that, once equipped, you'll deal 15% extra damage based on how full your HP is. So, HP full, you deal 15% damage. Half HP, you deal 7.5% extra damage. Or so you think it will, but for some reason, the scaling based on your HP is significantly lower for some reason. Why not, I guess? Make this accessory even worse than it actually is. But anyways, this accessory can be obtained from Mela, which is pretty cool, until you realize that this accessory costs 600 gold. 600 gold. That's it. There's nothing. That means that this accessory, yes, 15% extra damage, ignoring the downsides, can be used as early as pre-Thief King, which is mind-boggling since a lot of early to mid-game accessories really pale in comparison to the upsides of the Unharmed Energy, or are pretty good accessories but need other late-game accessories to get maximum usage. Overall, this accessory can still be used as a late-game accessory, but we'll talk about that later on in this video. But anyways, the main caveat to this accessory is that the fact that, as stated earlier, or in the description of this accessory, you deal more damage based on how full your health is, so this accessory gets less or significantly less benefit based on how good the user is. I know that this is a pretty bland argument for the downside, but just trust me on this. Also, there are also some other things that, you could easily get hit by, like Kata's Venom, whatever they're called, the Venom Clouds, or the Kai Lazarite, lightning splashes. Sometimes that just... those are unavoidable. Alright, now onto the Diamond Ring. This ring is also pretty cool. Just like the Unharmed Energy, it can increase all damage types, but instead of being percentage based, it's a flat damage increase by 4. But that's not all. This accessory increases that damage before any stat boosts are applied, effectively increasing a weapon's base damage by an additional 4 damage at an expense of an accessory slot. Kind of like the Thief Earrings, but actually good. Check out my Thief Earrings video I made a week ago. But anyways, this accessory is very good and can pretty much fit into any build. This accessory can also be obtained from Mela, but can be obtained as early as the Unharmed Energy, as you need 3 diamonds and 2500 gold. 2500 gold isn't too bad, but diamonds can only be obtained at the Blackened Cove and the Egg Roost Island, which is pretty much a mid-game to late-game area, but you can still get there on bow, and you don't really need to fight the enemies, and you only need an iron pickaxe to mine them, so if you have enough money and resources from the Desert of Foreboding Terror, then getting this accessory is not that bad. There aren't really any downsides to this accessory, so let's just get to the comparison. Okay, now that we know everything about these two accessories, let's get on to the main points about these accessories, which are the attributes they have and how they differentiate from each other when it comes to different weapons. Unharmed Energy increases damage by 15%, whereas Diamond Ring can increase all base damage by 4%. This means that in order for the Unharmed Energy to outdo the Diamond Ring in terms of increasing a weapon's damage, then the weapon will have to at least have 27 base damage or higher due to it being percentage based, which means the effect scales based on how much damage the weapon has. This also means that Diamond Ring benefits more with weapons that deal less damage due to the accessory increasing the base damage of the weapon without worrying about how much damage the weapon does to affect its scaling. This accessory is also especially good with multi-hit weapons like non-Darkspin Arch Snow Shatters and Prime Brand, as practically, Diamond Ring effectively increases the Snow Shatter's base damage per swing from 36 to 42. If you're wondering why it's not 48, it's because the Diamond Ring is specifically nerfed on this weapon because it's synergy. I think it's stupid, but balancing, I guess. Whereas Prime Brand's base damage, including the ability, goes from 36 to 44. Okay, so now we established that Unharmed Energy is better for higher damage weapons, and Diamond Ring is better for lower damage or multi-hit weapons. Now what's next? Builds are by far one of the most controlling factors when it comes to determining the strength of an accessory. A good example of this is the Combo Glove. You get combo stacks based on how many sword combos or melee combos you can do in a given time span, with 7% extra melee damage per stack and caps at 5. On paper, this accessory sounds really good, but when given the game's current meta, it can't fit in at all. because it's really easy to lose these combo stacks given the boss that you're fighting, or some accessories just have better synergy in the build than the combo glove. Basically knowing this, immediate damage is usually better than ramping damage. Now, how does the Unharmed Energy and Diamond Ring fit into the game's current meta? Well, I'll describe it like this. Do more damage before the boss kills you. That's why so many builds, especially in the elemental archetype, prefer to use Diamond Ring over Unharmed Energy when given a choice. Sure, Unharmed Energy gives more damage than the Diamond Ring overall, but when you count in the amount of time it takes when you're parry locked or parrying in general, then you realize that, damn, despite Unharmed Energy giving more damage than the Diamond Ring, I'm still doing less damage with Unharmed Energy because I have to maintain the damage by playing carefully and parrying, whereas I could play more ruthlessly and parry less, which leaves more windows for massive damage. Okay, so now we're done with that. Let's recap everything about these two accessories. Unharmed Energy is better than Diamond Ring with big weapons, but overall the Diamond Ring is a way better option due to the current meta and this accessory working better with lower damage weapons. So yeah, I guess that's it. Another thing you can call this video is that skill doesn't really matter when someone can get double the results while mashing at the keyboard. Is this really what the Pilgrim meta has gone to? Nothing but a skillless wasteland of endless greed and power to conquer a game? Even the bosses fear what sheer power the Pilgrimmers can do to them. What do you mean you can use both in the same build?